I'm your host, Byron, alongside my co-host, as always, Eric. We have a jam-packed show for you tonight.
Good evening.
So, you want to get into the first guest? I'll say the second guest, since we know this one well.
Tell them both guests, Byron. I'm going to leave this one up to you.
Okay. Well, we got on former MLB pitcher Tanya Sturz. Spent a couple years with yours truly, the Rays. We also have on 10-year NFL vet Marvin Jones, who retired, I want to say 2003, it said. So we got him on to talk some football. And let's get right into it, shall we?
Let's do it, yeah. Baseball, football, Friday night. Let's go.
Let's get into it. I want to start off with the Dalvin Cook situation up there in Minnesota. Do they have a running back controversy up there? Because he wants to get paid Christian McCaffrey money.
Right.
But the argument is in 29 games, he has yet to went through a season that's healthy.
So he hasn't gone through a full season healthy,
right,
is the argument.
And Christian McCaffrey has all 3 seasons.
Right.
Drafted the same year, 2017. 2017 was their first year.
Both same draft class.
Same
age, apparently, or same age. So.
And Christian McCaffrey just got an extension this year.
What was that? What was his extension?
4 years for $64 million. He's making $16 million right now.
Okay,
and,
which is big for a running back,
right,
because they injury prone, and the shelf life for a running back is not very long.
Not very long.
They expire very quickly.
But
so is he worth what Christian McCaffrey is? I'm going to. What do you think, Byron?
No, he can't stay healthy. Yes, the yards are there, but look at what Christian McCaffrey has done.
Byron, you came in with your homework today.
He's been healthy all 3 seasons. He's been in all 16 games. Yes, the yardage is there, almost matches the 2, but Dalvin Cook has proven he can't stay healthy.
Says the guy with the FSU hat. This is crazy. This is bonkers. This is a Friday night show. I completely agree. Pay the man. Pay the man.
Don't get me wrong. I like Dalvin Cook, but you know how the NFL sees it.
So
it's the next man up.
Okay, so if the Vikings don't think he's worth that money, he'll go elsewhere where he will be rewarded and paid what he is worth. He's worth all that money. Pay the man.
That is only if an NFL team chooses to take the risk, because he's proven he can't stay healthy. The stats just go to prove it.
Okay, so there's a risk of health there. Well, guess what? Christian McCaffrey, he can go for a little halfback sweep, and he could take his knee. Some guy could take his knee out.
But Christian McCaffrey does more than what Dalvin Cook does. Dalvin Cook is not a two-way running back like Christian McCaffrey is.
I think Dalvin Cook is every bit of what Christian McCaffrey is, and you're going to poke me with that pen soon, and I disagree with that as well.
Yes.
Put the pen down.
Okay, I'll put the weapon of mass destruction down. But no, Dalvin Cook, I saw him out of FSU. I was happy when the Vikings drafted him. I wanted the Bucks to pick him up, honestly.
Oh, could you imagine if he was on a Bucks jersey?
Right, all right.
So there you go. That shows his worth. The Bucks, take the Bucks. They don't have a running back like Dalvin Cook. We would pay if we had the money, which I don't think the Bucks
No,
do.
we don't. We don't have a salary. We wasted all that.
Right, but having a Dalvin Cook on your team makes your team a lot better. I'm just going to say a lot better.
Yes. But the point is, he can't. It's still a risk. He can't stay healthy. 2017, he only played 4 games. 2018, yes, it went up. 2018, it went up to 11.
What was I doing when I was 27? That was years ago. Come on.
So
the man played what? According to your homework there, he played 14 games yet last season.
Last season, yes, he went up to 14.
I'm almost certain
11.
there's 16 in the season.
Yes.
Am I right there?
Yes, you're right.
So he basically
16.
played. He played almost a full season. Pay the man.
I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough decision. I want to see, but the NFL, how I see it, the NFL is a who's league.
What do you mean by who's who?
The next man up. If they don't want to pay you, they don't want to pay you. They'll just go to the next person up. I mean, Look at what's happening with Dak Prescott right now. I think Jerry Jones is upset. He's turned down how many contract offers now from Jerry, and that's why they signed Andy Dalton to the 1-year deal. Why would you think they signed Andy Dalton as backup if they didn't know Dak was not going to sign?
An old, aging Red Rocket Andy Dalton is not going to challenge Dak Prescott.
I don't know about that one, because if he's not going to, yes, he's under the franchise tag, but if he proves that he's not going to play like he says he is, because he's already said if you don't get paid, he's probably not going to play.
All right, we'll see who calls each other's bluff on that. But as a person, as a player, you want the most amount of money. So there's nothing wrong for a player to think they're worth more than maybe they should. But I think in Dalvin's case, the guy has shown he's very valuable to the Minnesota Vikings, who are very much on the cusp of being one of those Super Bowl winners, favorites. They're right there,
and we will see. We will see. But I want to get into our first guest, former MLB pitcher Tanyan Sturz, played for 7 teams. So we're going to talk to him about some baseball. He was involved in the 2004 brawl, if you remember, again with the Yankees and Red Sox, and he got bloodied up from what I read. So we'll ask him about that and other baseball topics, if they'll be related, if they'll have the season started.
Yeah, let's give him a buzz.
You have reached the voicemail box of 347-484-0941.
Okay, well, why?
End this call.
Hey Tanyan, welcome to the Sports Space Show with Byron and Eric. How are you tonight?
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Good. Are you staying safe out there, you and your family, we hope?
We're all safe. How about you guys? All good?
Oh yeah, trying to stay as safe as we can. So,
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Tanyan. This is Eric, co-host of the show. Thanks for a few minutes of your time. First question, Byron?
Yes. So I want to jump right to it, and I want to start with the infamous brawl in 2004 with the Yankees and Red Sox that you were part of. Take us through what happened to get to that point in that game.
Did they just rerun this week or something like that? Because you're the third station to call and ask me about the brawl this week. It's crazy. Must have been on reruns or something on MLB Network, huh?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it, but I just figured I do remember that brawl and infamous, and I do remember you getting bloodied up a little bit.
That's good stuff. Yeah, so A-Rod got hit a couple times the night before, and I actually ended up having a spot start that day. I think El Duque was sitting out from his start, so I had to pick up the start that day, and they hit A-Rod again his first at bat, and obviously he wasn't happy about it, so him and Veritek kind of went at it, and I was close enough in the dugout instead of being in the bullpen, so it was an easy run for me this time, and I just kind of got in the middle of the pile and got one of the guys out of there, and it ended up being 2 guys over in the corner. That was it. But listen, tempers flare in that series. Yankees Red Sox back then was a hot, heavy, rivalry. It's kind of died down a little bit in my mind than what it was when we were playing there. But it was a tough series.
Right. Yeah. Definitely was growing up. Watching those, even though I wasn't a fan of those two, they it definitely went at it. I kind of want to ask you. We just had the MLB draft, a shortened version of it. The past couple days. I guess if you were getting drafted this year, you wouldn't be because you were a 23rd round pick. So take us through your draft experience and also what you thought of having only 5 rounds this year.
Yeah, so obviously a lot of guys got hurt. Not going to have that opportunity. Hopefully they find a way to be able to get into some organization, but it's a tougher road now.
Right.
Than what it would have been. I mean, it was a tough road as a 23rd round pick. I had to outwork everybody. Had to make sure that I was at the field longer than everybody, and made sure that nobody kept passing me up. Because every year there's a draft, you just got to stay ahead of that next class. Draft day for me, I was actually playing a summer league game, and I didn't even know that I got drafted. I came home and the lights are on in my house now, and I said to my cousin who was dropping me off, "Why? Something's wrong. Don't leave yet. The lights are on." My mother's never up this late. She's always sleeping. So she came to the door and said that I got drafted in the 23rd round by the A's, and obviously we were all shocked. I wasn't planning on that happening.
You have reached the maximum time permitted to record. To send your message, press 1 at any time.
Sorry
To listen
about
to your
that.
message, press 2. To re-record.
Sorry about that, Tanyan.
No worries. No worries.
So yeah, that's interesting. So you didn't realize you didn't think you'd get drafted.
Well, I had an idea that I was going to get drafted. I obviously didn't think it was going to be open. I thought Toronto was going to take me pretty late because we had already had discussions with the Toronto scout where I was from, and I didn't expect it to be Oakland in the 23rd round. So I was pretty shocked.
Yeah, gotcha. So in 2000, you were dealt to the Devil Rays for Tony Graffinino. What was your time like here, and what do you think about your time here with the Devil Rays?
Since we are a Tampa-based show, we had to ask that.
Yeah, listen, you know what? I love Tampa. I lived in Tampa for a long, long time. I kept my house there for when I was playing with Tampa all the way through my end of my Yankee year. So I kept my house in Tampa for a while. I loved it there. It was just, listen, we weren't very good at the time, so it was tough going to the ballpark every day. It was, there wasn't a lot of people coming out and supporting the team because, when you don't win, you don't get a lot of support. And rightfully so. Who wants to come watch a losing team,
Right.
It was always nice when Boston and New York came in because it was a packed house.
Right. So I wasn't planning on asking you this. Since you played for winning teams and you played for obviously losing teams, going to the ballpark, what was it the difference like going to a ballpark when you're not planning on winning then to a team that you are planning on winning?
Yeah, I don't think it's much planning on winning. You just have a better sense of what's going on. The 3 years that I was in Tampa, we were close to losing 100 games almost every year. So it makes it kind of difficult to go into a series and think you're going to win 3 out of 4. When I was in New York and we had winning teams, we expected to go in and win 3 out of 4. So it was a little bit different mindset going into both teams.
Right. Gotcha. Do you have since you well traveled in the major leagues and also the minors, do you have a favorite city that you went to and visited when you played?
I love Chicago.
Chicago.
I love Chicago. I love the city of Chicago. Downtown Chicago is great. We got the opportunity to spend a little time there. It was a great time there. I love the city. The food's great, and I've got a lot of really good friends from Chicago. So I really love being in Chicago.
So now I want to get to you on obviously baseball of today. What can you make of this whole holdout between players and owners? Do you think there'll actually be baseball played this year?
To be honest with you, I don't really know if there's going to be baseball played this year. I really hope that there is. I think we need a bunch of sports to come back. I think this country is really searching for something to help us out with everything, all the crap that's going on right now. I think too many people sitting at home just reading social media and writing stupid stuff on social media and ripping it and getting everybody riled up. So I think we need to get some sports back there, get some camaraderie, get some people in the stands together and rooting for one thing instead of all of us just being out here and going crazy.
I agree. I think there's a lot that has a lot to do with it. There are some important issues, but I think there's a lot. I agree there. Yes.
Listen, there's definitely important issues that need to be addressed, but we have no common ground right now. Everybody is just split apart.
Right.
Unfortunately, with sports, fortunately with sports, we get that common ground.
Yeah.
You don't care who's rooting for that team next to you. You're rooting for the same team, so it brings a lot of people together, and we just don't have that in our country right now.
Yeah. Well said.
Well said. Yeah. So I want to get back into your career then. What would you say your favorite memory and moment was pitching in the majors?
My favorite memory pitching in the majors, believe it or not, was as a Devil Ray. I pitched the first game back at Yankee Stadium against Roger Clemens after 9/11. After we had that, and I was starting pitcher that game, and we ended up beating the Yankees that night. But the night in the stadium was just electric, and it was unbelievable. Like I said, after such a devastating thing happening, and then being able to come back into a baseball stadium, you saw all walks of people together, hugging, crying, getting the game going, and it was just an amazing atmosphere all night long.
Oh wow! I didn't realize you were the pitcher for that moment. Wow, that I could see how that was your favorite moment. That's iconic.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was an amazing night. Like I said, a lot of people don't know, but the old Yankee Stadium down in the tunnel was very, very narrow. It was very narrow, and it was just lined with first responders, firefighters, policemen, everything, all the way from home plate all the way up to the outfield. And it was an amazing, amazing night. I was out crying in the bullpen with two police officers, then had to go pitch a game. It was just awesome.
So did you have a favorite Double Ray teammate you played for when you were here, was there a certain one?
My favorite Double Ray teammate, still one of my favorite guys to this day that I talk to a lot, is still Greg Vaughn.
Oh, nice. I forgot he even played for us.
Yeah, he played a few years.
Yeah. Okay. I totally forgot that.
He was one of our big signings early on.
Yeah, early on in the early 2000s.
One of the Bash brothers. Remember the Bash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Seiko, Vinny Castillo, and Crime Dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man.
Yeah.
Way to bring us back.
It's gonna be and then I see John Flaherty a lot too. So I got to have John Flaherty as a catcher in Tampa and a catcher in New York. So obviously we were really close because we spent a lot of time together.
Right.
Before we let you go, how involved are you in the game? Are you doing any coaching or anything?
I don't do much coaching. I do a lot of stuff with Perfect Game for younger kids. I like to teach and be around the younger kids.
Right.
I like to see the way they progress and the things that you can teach them, and they're like sponges, so they love it. So I like to be in that kind of area with the kids that are 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, that kind of range. So I enjoy that a lot. But I have a 7 and a 4-year-old here at home, so it takes up a lot of my time here at the house.
Hey, I feel you. I got 2 of my own, so I know how you are feeling right now. So.
And it's not easy with this quarantine, I can tell you that.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. Nope. It's now especially harder because my son loves Paw Patrol, and they totally banned that now.
Yeah, no more Chase, right? You can't have Chase on there?
Yeah, I can't have Chase no more. It's like, oh man, what is this world coming to?
Like I said, our whole country needs to have something to bring us all back together because there's not this much hate in our country. There really isn't. And we need some common sense brought back also. I think a lot of people have lost sight of what really common sense really is.
Right. So my last question to you is, before we let you go, is what do you like the way the game is going nowadays compared to when you played, when it was the home run ball? Because now they're trying to go to like the old days where it was hit a line drive or hit, solid single. Do you like where the way the baseball is going nowadays with that?
Well, I mean, it always changes. I think it will come back to where the game was before a little bit. You can't keep watching guys strike out 200 and something times a year. It's just not gonna be enjoyable for fans to watch. So at some point, the game that we all played, get the guy over, get the guy in, that kind of a game is probably going to come back at some point, some aspect of it. But right now we're in that little swing where everyone's getting paid for home runs, so they're not going to try and hit a single. They're going to try and hit those home runs and get paid.
Right, and apparently, what's that old-time commercial? I'm sure you remember it.
Chicks dig the long
ball. By Greg Maddox, Chicks Dig the Long Ball. You remember that one?
Chicks dig the long ball, exactly. Right. Yeah, they summed it up a long time ago for us, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, I like the old style of play, like you just drag in the run, and you hit the ball. I mean, that's the way it should be. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the home runs, but I don't like the way it is where it's just swing and miss now. I just don't. I mean... Yeah,
there's a lot. What ends up happening is we have a lot of downtime. And to keep the kids and to keep the fans, into the game, it's difficult. You either have a strikeout, a walk, or a home run, and it's either one of those three things that are going to happen every time someone comes up. So it's kind of tough.
Right. Right.
I completely agree.
But we thank you again for your time. We appreciate it. We would love to have you on if there is an actual season played, or if there isn't, we'd still love to have you on again if you don't mind.
Anytime, guys. Yeah, anytime. You guys let me know. Anytime, I'm always available, and I'll make time to do it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Appreciate
we appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys having me. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too. Thanks, you too.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I totally forgot about the Greg Vaughn days, man, being here. How much of a power lineup we had.
You go, I forgot he was on the team. He was one of the Bash brothers.
Like, I knew about, like he said, the Jose Canseco, the Fred McGriff.
It was Vinny Castilla.
The Vinny Castilla. I forgot that we even had Greg Vaughn because I remember Greg Vaughn mainly from my Padres. Because that's who he played for.
So funny moment when I was, 12, 13, 11 years old? No, I was probably younger than that. When we signed Greg Vaughn, the night, and it scrolled down, back then we didn't have any cell phones.
Yeah,
it scrolled down on ESPN Sports Center. I'm guessing it was Sports Center.
It was Sports Center, yeah.
And when we signed Greg Vaughn, I remember going to my older brother, running into his room, true story, and going, we just signed Greg Vaughn. We signed Greg Vaughn. And it was, it didn't pan out the way it was, but like the year before, I'd have to look at the stats, but I want to say he had well over 40 home runs. Like he was
with the
basically
Padres, right?
kind of, it may have been, or was it the Reds?
It was I think it was the Padres, because I think he played in the Padres in the late 90s when they went to the World Series with Glenn.
Did he?
With the against the Yankees.
But no, that's funny he mentioned Greg Vaughn. I distinctly remember that memory.
I can't believe I'll
have to look what year that was, because I was young. I
was young too.
We signed Greg Vaughn.
I was young too, and I remember the Devil Rays days.
Well, yeah,
I totally forgot.
I just remember that distinct moment.
That brought back memories when he said that, because now I do remember him. Like, we had a powerful lineup, but we had no pitching to back it up.
Well, and the owner, Vince Naboli, he wanted to win. He wanted to win now. There's a great book, The Extra 2%, that's written about the Rays, and it talks about Vince and how he wanted to literally win now, but like you couldn't because you have to develop a team.
Yeah.
It's not like a basketball team where you just sign 3-4 stars and you're good. You have to develop a team.
And I remember those days too when he played, because you had Aubrey Huff, You had Aubrey Huff on that team.
Well, Aubrey Huff was
No.
lit.
No.
He
He played 3 years with the Devil Rays. Tanyan did. Aubrey Huff played.
No, I think he was. Yes, he was teammates with Tanyan, but
in the final year
but
of
Huff
his
didn't
time.
play with Vaughn.
No, I know. But I remember those Devil Rays teams. He didn't play with Vaughn, yes, but he did play with Tanyan. And
Actually, did Tanyan? Yeah, I guess he would have played.
Tanyan played with the likes of Seth McClung. He played with Carl Crawford when he was just young.
Who did? Tanyan?
Tanyan, because Crawford was just coming up.
Maybe
coming up.
1 year, 04? When does Crawford start?
I want to say 03. Tanyan's
go back
final
up.
year. Tanyan's final year.
Okay.
Then you had Toby Hall, who was also with us.
Okay, Toby Hall.
Yeah.
He wasn't a big name.
To Devil Rays he was.
Well, I guess some people would make the case that he's the best catcher we've had. We haven't had many good catchers
No,
as
we haven't.
Rays
No, we
fans.
haven't.
But Toby Hall.
But just to think though, we had good players, just no pitching.
Well, yeah, again, you have to develop
Remember
that.
Casey
Yeah.
Fossum, I think, was even on that team.
You were getting dangerously close to my eye with that pen. Yes, Casey Fossum was with us. Yes, well, the Fossum flip. He'd throw that
Yeah.
Ephus pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting me wild up now in the Double Ray days. Back in the green jerseys.
I miss those days. I want a green jersey now. We can't find those nowadays, can you?
I have a Johnny Gomes t-shirt jersey.
I used to
Green.
have that. And
Who
I used
else?
to have a.
I think I got Crawford.
I used to have a Huff shirt too.
Oh, would you wear that?
Yeah, I would have worn that. Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're on Twitter now.
Yeah.
Do you follow Aubrey Huff?
Yeah. I'm trying to get him to
What do you-
come. I'm trying to get him. He's a fellow podcaster. I'm trying to get him on, but it's someday.
Yeah, but I mean, do you see his tweets?
I do.
I'm not saying I'm for or against them. I'm not, but he's very political.
Oh yeah,
He's very
he
political.
is. He is very political.
I'd love to get him on.
I know, because you were in that field, weren't you?
Well, I know
you
I'm
worked
not-
in that field,
Right, but I'm not going to talk politics.
No, I know. I'm just saying
I might ask him.
You were in that field, so you
Yes.
know how politics works. But yeah, I mean, talking with him got me going now on the Devil Rays. I'm all skitty now. I miss
No.
those days.
Well, no, I don't miss them. I mean, I guess as a kid, I miss being a kid sometimes.
No,
but
I just want
don't
the
miss-
jersey. I just
don't
like
miss
the
losing.
jerseys are better.
You like the vest?
No, I didn't like that one. The vest, no.
Wasn't that the green jersey?
No. That was one of the home jerseys, yes. They had
Wasn't
two
it the white and the gray?
They had two
vest?
alternatives. They had two alternatives.
Okay.
The vest was one of the home, yes. And there was another alternative one for home, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay. But you liked it.
Oh, it was the green one.
Now your finger's getting close. Back off.
Well, it was the green. It was the all green one with the
Right.
TB. Remember? Back in those
Okay, I
days.
thought that was the batting practice version, but okay. Yeah, I remember those.
Wow. But we got to get into our.
We didn't ask him about Lou Piniella.
No, we didn't. We should have. We totally forgot that. Maybe next time when he comes on.
He had to be. He had to overlap with Lou.
No, he was. No, I think he was with Lou. Lou ended his time what? Madden
Maybe it was
started.
Hal.
Madden started in what?
Madden started
07, right? That was his first year.
No, was it 06? I think there was 2 seasons that he played. 2 losing seasons with Madden. I think it was 06. 05 was Piniella's last year. And Piniella was, what, 4 years? 5
Yeah,
4 years?
Piniella was 3-4 years
So,
before he retired.
2001. So yeah, he probably he overlapped. No, he definitely overlapped with Lou Piniella. Yeah. What am I thinking? Oh man, maybe it's this
We should have asked. We really should have asked. But next time when he comes on, we.
But
will
no,
ask.
I mean to have your favorite moment be that moment.
In the 9/11. Classic.
That's historic.
That's historic. Yeah, and I didn't.
That's
know he,
one of the.
I didn't know he pitched that game. To be honest with you,
I didn't either.
I mean, that's something. That's a memory to have.
Oh, absolutely. And he was like, yes, that moment.
Yeah. So
He also said Chicago very quickly. Chicago.
that's what.
Favorite
Yeah, because
city.
that's where he.
I've been to Chicago quite often. I think it's kind of overrated.
I know that's where he debuted too. He was
Did he?
Chicago, yeah.
You been to Chicago?
No, I haven't been. The only places I've been have been North Carolina
Oh, I'm
and
the
South Carolina.
complete opposite. I've been to most states.
I know you have because you have time on your hands.
Past jobs too got me.
Past jobs too, yes, correct. So let's get into our next guest, Marvin Jones.
Let's do it now.
FSU alum, 10-year NFL
Football.
vet. I got
Football.
the FSU here, so we'll try and talk some FSU with him too.
This is your guy. This is your guy.
My guy, yep.
This is FSU.
Hi. Marvin.
Alright, well, hopefully something didn't come up, so maybe next time we can have him on.
Or maybe he'll call.
Or
it
call, so-
seems like we've had guests that we call and then they call us.
Right, so,
Yeah. It's like, oh, but we want to talk on Skype.
but while we're waiting, if he does call back, so let's get into more topics.
Let's do it.
Kudos to NASCAR, man. Bubba Wallace, who got the whole movement going, said told NASCAR you should ban the Confederate flag at events. That'll make it more safer for fans to come in. That way they don't feel, secluded or whatever. Kudos to Bubba Wallace for starting that. The only African American driver,
Is he the only one?
yeah, drives, go figure, Richard Petty's old 43 car. And Tom Petty. Not Tom Petty, but
I'm free falling.
free fall. But Richard Petty.
No, I won't back down.
What? There's another Petty too. I can't think of his name. There's Richard.
Isn't it Tom?
I think it is Tom
I
Petty.
think it is.
Yeah.
I'm not a big NASCAR guy.
I'm not
It's
a
Tom.
I'm not. A,
Is there two famous Tom Pettys?
I think so. Yes. But I think he was. Yeah, I think you're
It's
right.
funny. I think of the singer.
I think it is. I was thinking of the singer too.
He's
After
from
you said
Gainesville.
Yeah.
Go Gators over FSU.
that. No. Go Knowles. But what do you think? Do you like that idea that they banned? I don't. I mean, personally, I was never would go to a NASCAR event.
Yeah, I've never
but-
been to a NASCAR event. I thought it was already not allowed because I know a few years ago it was brought up, and I thought they got rid of it then. So I was like, oh, they never banned it. So I don't know. I mean, look, the clientele for NASCAR there's a lot of Southern people that are NASCAR fans. That's the fact of who their fans are.
because it's what originated down here.
It originated. There's deep roots in the South to go with NASCAR. I mean, I think the origins of NASCAR is probably has very Confederate leaning people who started it, Southern at least. So I'm indifferent. I mean, sure, a private company has banned that. I'm fine with that.
I'm all for it because
You're all for it. Yeah, you have
even
more
though-
of a stronger stance than I do.
even though I'm not really a NASCAR fan no more, or would want to go to a NASCAR race anymore because I don't know any of the drivers like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But kudos to all the drivers anyhow for stepping up on this.
No, yeah, and it's great.
Now I don't know if the old time drivers would have done this, but at least the newer ones have. But I just think the Confederate flag is, yes, it is a part of our history, but
it's a
for the
losing,
one-
it's a losing flag.
sorry.
That was close.
For the ones I know I'm going to get hated on for this, but it's a bad part of our history. It's a bad part. I just don't. Yes, it's. I mean, it's a symbol of slavery. That's what happened. That's, if you remember anything in history, that's what took place.
Yeah, no, and I agree that I'm fine with it being banned. Like I said, I thought it was already banned, so I'm like, okay, it wasn't banned. Now it is. I still want to go to Daytona 500 and see a race. That's on my sports bucket list, by the way. Not a NASCAR fan, but I want it. That's on my list. Same with going to the big horse races. Not a big horse race fan, but I want to go to them. At
Although,
least once.
did you hear?
At least once.
Did you hear this though? A nobody of a driver named Ray Ciccarelli, who said he was
Sick
going
of
to
who?
Ciccarelli.
I'm sick of who?
Ciccarelli? Who? I never heard of it, dude. He never won a race and finished no better than 30th in all of his races in his 25-year career. He's 50
Really?
years
He never finished over?
No. He's
Oh, wow.
50 years old. Spent 25 years in the racing circuit. Said he was going to retire anyway. But then I guess this just sped up the process, I guess, because he came out and was like all against the NASCAR banning it.
Right, and okay, this nobody made himself a household name for a cup of coffee. But like, I kind of want to know, like, he never won a race. He never finished over 30th, and how long was he in NASCAR?
Not long.
Oh, he wasn't. Well, but I think
it was
like,
about 5, maybe 6 years.
So, like, in any other sport, if you're that bad, you're getting replaced, even though NASCAR is the highest of highest. But, like, if there was a pitcher for 5 years where it's terrible, he won't have 5 years of being terrible.
No.
So, like, that's interesting, like, how NASCAR keeps drivers that are bad. Now, is it the driver? Is it pit crew? Is the whole? I don't know. But the driver, he is the driver, and he didn't finish above 30th for 4 or 5 years of racing NASCAR. So that's
you'd think he would have been gone, but
I wonder how those sponsors. I guess it's all sponsor driven.
it is all sponsors too, but it's also where they qualify too, because I don't know what it is now, but
So I guess
when I did watch it, it used to be 43 cars that could qualify. It used to
Okay.
be 43.
But damn, he never finished over 30th.
No.
Out of 43.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Never.
not good.
No. So now,
His view isn't good either.
no, it wasn't. His statement was horrible.
Yeah, he talked about kneeling too. I guess now NASCAR, you're allowed to kneel during the national anthem.
You're allowed to. Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. but
No, I don't. No,
There's no kneel. Doesn't affect me.
it don't affect me either. It's just I know why they did it. I wish they would have did it in a better thing, but but I do see why they did it. But on to another topic in NASCAR.
NASCAR.
I think this is big by NASCAR to do this, because this will get to all the other sports. So, this Sunday, Homestead, Miami, of course, where it got hit hard with COVID.
Oh, so they're having fans this Sunday.
This Sunday to start off with, they're going to have 1,000 in the stands.
How do you get one of those first 1,000? Or is it like Black Friday where you're lining up?
You're lining up, yeah. First 1,000 to line up, they allow
Are you
in.
socially distanced?
Yes, you gotta be socially distant, and you gotta get tested through going through. Like
Are they getting tested or getting their temperature read?
temperature and tested?
Oh, they're actually getting tested for COVID,
Yes.
and the test is that quick?
Yep.
Huh.
So the first 1,000 people who are tested free can go in, but the gist is, which I saw this one coming too, you gotta be socially distant in the stands.
Right.
And if you're not, they'll take you out of the.
Look, so a few weeks ago, I went to Derby Lane. I went to the dog track, and there was a couple hundred people there, maybe. Probably a couple hundred.
Well, see, I can see why they would just start off with 1,000, because this is honestly a nobody race. Homestead is not really a big race.
But
Now-
no, it is. So to your principal point, it's a good
Good
step.
start.
Yeah.
And then the one big one next week is Talladega, which you know how big Talladega is. That's one of their big races.
No, that I do know. Yes.
They're going to allow 5,000 in.
Oh.
May I also say no RVs also allowed in any of these?
You may say that. You can say that.
No, I can say that. There's not
No
gonna-
RVs.
No RVs in where they usually keep them inside the
Right.
track. No RVs. It's just going to be straight up fans.
So no RVs, like no flag.
Nope.
Confederate flag. Good.
Yep.
All
So this is key, and I think if the other sports keep temperament in this, I think we got something here.
We got something cooking, just like a storm is cooking.
Cooking is, you can hear it in the background. Yes.
Something a brewing.
Something a brewing. I'm like it. I think this will be key, don't you, to get fans?
No, there's processes, just like steps and different phases, and this is a phase, a step, a process in the right direction. Yes.
And I know it's not official, but it's also, for me as a baseball fan, and I'm sure for you as a baseball fan too, that they're at least talking. At least it's been side after side after side, day after day after day. 76, 86.
Yes.
Pro salary,
So
80, 85.
I think they have to agree by Sunday, so we'll find out this weekend.
Yeah, we'll find out, and
if
we'll let you know. Yeah.
July 14th or somewhere around there.
July
to have like a
14th.
70 game season
70
or something.
game, yeah.
We'll find out.
And
So
we'll let you know.
We'll let you know. Any last words, Byron? I mean,
Well, no, I mean, we got, besides, I mean, basketball, you got 40 players now worried, which is most of the, did you hear, I mean, that's it. I mean,
what are you talking about?
they got out of the you know how they're thinking about the tournament here in Orlando?
Sure.
Half the players are worried about being stranded together in a closed space. They're worried about it.
Okay, so there's 40 players that came out.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Which is, when you think about NBA, that's a lot.
Right,
Because
that's
there's only
that
7
would be
on the
like-
bench?
Yeah, that would be like 4 major league teams equivalent to saying we're worried we're not playing. So yeah, that's a lot.
And then last but not least, before we let you go into our final thoughts and where to follow us, NHL, that's a good sign too. Training camp starts July 10th.
Good signs all around here. We're staying positive right now. Maybe we weren't positive earlier. We're staying positive now. Sports is coming back, and it's beautiful.
It is. Yeah, training camp the 10th. The season, they're hoping will start in the beginning of August. That's what they're hoping for.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Lightning hockey.
Lightning hockey.
Let's bring home that cup.
Like a couple lightning strikes right now. So
that's
a good sign.
That's a good sign. So.
Oh. Another lightning bolt.
There you go.
Another lightning bolt.
So there you go.
Saw it, dude.
So, yeah. Follow us. We got a Facebook page, Sports Base Show with Byron and Eric. Follow us.
Did we break out the logo?
We did.
We broke out the logo.
Let's
Let's go.
And you liked it, didn't you?
Oh, I loved it.
So we got that going for us. And we're in talks.
Some big names.
Big names coming on.
We're not going to let
I wasn't
the
getting
secret
that
out.
far.
I'm not going to let the secret
I
out of
wasn't
the
gonna say that.
envelope.
I
We're not
wasn't
going to
gonna
open
say
the
that.
envelope and see what's in there.
Yeah.
But there's some big names.
I wasn't going to say that.
There's some big names.
But I was going to say we might be going places starting Sunday. Let's just go for that. We might be going.
We're going places.
We're going to leave you guys on that. That we might be somewhere different Sunday night. We might be.
Who knows? Stay tuned. Follow us. Subscribe.
Subscribe to us on YouTube at Sports Base Show with Byron and Eric.
Yes.
Also on the Facebook page, Sports Base Show with Byron and Eric.
Of course.
Our podcasting app, Anchor, which is broadcasted on Google. You have it. Google, Apple, Spotify. So, and I'm working on trying to get us on iHeartMedia.
I heart that.
So, big things coming. Please follow us. Hope you like it. Stay tuned Sunday. We don't know where we'll be. Don't know what guests we'll have. But it's going to be a good show regardless. Thank you, Tanyan Sturts, for coming on with us tonight.
Yes.
So, we appreciate it. And you all have a good night. Stay safe.